All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Sunil Verma. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Atal Tunnel, the world's longest highway tunnel at Rothang in Himachal Pradesh today. Atmanirbhar Bharat has a vision of global welfare, says Prime Minister. Seeks support of researchers and academicians for self-reliant India. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat launches 100-day campaign to provide potable piped water in schools and Anganwadi centres. Uttar Pradesh government suspends 5 police personnel in Hathras case. 25 states and union territories report fall in active COVID cases during the last week. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad defeats Chennai Super Kings by 7 runs in Abu Dhabi. In a special series on the occasion of 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we begin this bulletin with Bapu Ki Baat. In a post-prayer speech, Mahatma Gandhi had said that God shows us the right path.
जो ईश्वर को धोखा देता है, वो सारे संसार को धोखा देता है। ईश्वर ही हमें सही मार्ग दिखाता है। सही रास्ते से भटकना ईश्वर से दूर होने के बराबर है। बापू ने 21 नवंबर 1947 को प्रार्थना सभा के उपरांत दिए गए अपने भाषण में इसी विषय पर चर्चा की।
मेरा ईश्वर मुझको रोकता है शराब पीने से, मेरा ईश्वर मुझको रोकता है व्यभिचार करने से, मेरा ईश्वर मुझको रोकता है किसी का खून करने से, मेरा ईश्वर रोकता है मुझको किसी को झुठलाने के लिए, किसी को धोखा देने से। वो तो ईश्वर है, उसका वो तो ईश्वर के सब गुण बने कि वो ईश्वर का गुण का मैं श्रवण करूं तो ईश्वर के नजदीक में पहुंच जाऊं। मैं ईश्वर का काम न करूं और पीछे ईश्वर का नाम दूं तो ईश्वर को धोखा देता हूं, सारा संसार को धोखा देता हूं और मैं पीछे धर्मी मिल जाता हूं, अधर्मी रहता हूं। तो मैं तो अधर्मी की हैसियत से जिंदा रहना ही नहीं चाहता हूं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the world's longest highway tunnel, Atal Tunnel at Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh today. The tunnel is built with ultra-modern specifications in the Pir Panjal range of Himalayas at an altitude of 10,000 feet from the mean sea level. The 9.02 kilometer long tunnel connects Manali to Lahaul Spiti Valley throughout the year. Earlier, the valley was cut off for about 6 months each year due to heavy snowfall. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will also be present on the occasion. During his day-long visit, the Prime Minister will address 2 public gatherings besides inspection of the escape egress tunnel. Our correspondent reports that the state government has made arrangements to broadcast the live telecast of the program so that it can reach every part of the state.
Since morning, a large number of people have started arriving in their traditional attire to see and listen Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A lot of enthusiasm can be seen among the locals about the inauguration of the tunnel. Elaborate security arrangements have been made in view of the Prime Minister's visit. He will arrive at the south portal of the tunnel at Manali around 10 a.m. where he will unveil the plaque to mark the inauguration of Atal Tunnel. He will also drive through the Atal Tunnel to Shishu, the north portal of the tunnel in Lahaul Spiti, from where he will flag off the HRTC bus from the north to south portal through the tunnel towards Manali. During his short stay, Prime Minister will address 2 public gatherings, one at Solang at Manali in Kullu district and another at Shishu in Lahaul Spiti. Besides this, he will also interact with the construction team and officials of BRO. In view of ongoing corona crisis and to observe physical distancing, not more than 200 people will be allowed to attend each event. The state government has installed LED screens at district headquarters and other places so that people can watch the live broadcast of the inauguration of the historic Atal Tunnel from Rohtang. From Rohtang, Lahaul Spiti, this is Sanjeev Sundrial for AIR News.
Steel Authority of India Limited, SAIL, has supplied major portion of steel in the construction of the Atal Rohtang Tunnel, which will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. SAIL has supplied more than 9,000 tons of steel out of the 15,000 tons of steel used in the entire project. Steel Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has complimented SAIL and said this tunnel will be of great significance to the locals as well as for strategic movements. The minister said it will boost connectivity of the Spiti Valley. An all-weather tunnel, Atal Tunnel, will connect Manali to Lahore and Spiti Valley in Himachal Pradesh throughout the year.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has invited researchers and academicians and sought their support to realize the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat, which includes a vision of global welfare. In his address after inaugurating the Vaishvik Bharatiya Vigyanik Vaibhav Summit last evening through video conference, Mr. Modi said, just recently, India introduced pioneering space reforms which provide opportunities for both industry and academia. He said there is a need to amplify the rich history of Indian science.
Through Vaibhav, we present to you a great opportunity, an opportunity to connect and contribute. Your efforts will help India and the world. After all, when India prospers, the world also take a leap ahead.
Mr. Modi said the summit should look forward to realizing the dream of building a secure and prosperous future for the coming generations. Calling Vaibhav as a confluence of great minds, he said that these efforts will help create an ideal research ecosystem, merging tradition with modernity to create prosperity. The Prime Minister said the government wants top-class scientific research to help the farmers. Mr. Modi said the government has taken many steps to boost science and innovation.
The government of India has taken numerous measures to boost science, research and innovation. Science is at the core of our efforts toward socio-economic change. We broke inertia in the system.
Our correspondent reports that more than 3,000 overseas Indian origin academicians and scientists from 55 countries and more than 10,000 resident academicians and scientists are taking part in the summit. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat yesterday launched a 100-day campaign to provide potable piped water supply in schools and Anganwadi centres. This mission was envisaged by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 29th of last month while releasing the Margdarshika for Gram Panchayats and Pani Samitis for implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission. The Prime Minister had appealed to the states to make best use of this campaign to ensure provision of potable piped water supply in these public institutions.
100 दिन का एक विशेष अभियान जिसके तहत देश के हर स्कूल और हर आंगनवाड़ी में नल से जल को सुनिश्चित किया जाएगा। मैं इस अभियान की सफलता की शुभकामना देता हूं और मैं राज्य सरकारों से भी आग्रह करता हूं, राज्य सरकारें भी पूरी तरह इस जिम्मेवारी को अपने कंधे पर उठाएं।
Under the Jal Jeevan Mission, states and union territories are to ensure that during the campaign, Gram Sabhas are convened at the earliest to pass a resolution for providing safe water in all schools, Anganwadi centres and other public institutions in the village in the next 100 days. These facilities will be operated and maintained by the Gram Panchayat and its subcommittee. The ministry said this is a befitting tribute to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on his 151st birth anniversary. Jal Jeevan Mission aims at the universal coverage of provision of tap water connection to every rural home by 2024. Under the mission, special focus is on women and children.
Union Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat yesterday gave away the Swachh Bharat Awards 2020 to states, districts, blocks and village panchayats. The awards were given particularly under drinking water and cleanliness categories. The Union government had earlier launched 3 missions under Swachh Sundar Samudayak Shauchalay, Samudayak Shauchalay Abhiyan and Gandagi Mukt Bharat. Under the Swachh Sundar Samudayak Shauchalay category, Gujarat bagged the first position at state level, whereas Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu got the award for cleanliness at district level. Khach Road block in Ujjain district in Madhya Pradesh was awarded the first position and Chinnor village in Tamil Nadu bagged the top slot at Gram Panchayat level. Under the Samudayak Shauchalay Abhiyan, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh were awarded as the best performing states, whereas Prayagraj and Bareilly got it for being the best performing districts. Under the Gandagi Mukt Bharat mission, Haryana and Telangana were awarded the top slot. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Shekhawat said the Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen has transformed rural India into a Jan Andolan for achieving open defecation-free ODF. The government said that over 1,97,000 tons of paddy has been procured in 3 states of Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh in this Kharif marketing season. The Agriculture Ministry said the total number of farmers benefited are around 16,000 and total minimum support price MSP outflow is over 372 crore rupees. It said paddy procurement for 2020-21 is progressing smoothly and it will pick up in a week's time. The ministry said cotton purchase on MSP for cotton season 2020-21 started in Haryana from yesterday. Cotton Corporation of India has geared up its infrastructure for MSP procurement.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has taken strong action in the Hathras case, suspending 5 police personnel, including the Superintendent of Police SP of the district. The action was taken after receiving the preliminary report in the case from Special Investigation Team SIT. The SIT, which is investigating the matter, has also decided to conduct narco and polygraph tests of persons related to the case. More from our correspondent.
After getting the report of SIT, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath suspended Hathras SP Vikrant Veer for carelessness and poor supervision in this case. Circle Officer Ram Sabad, Inspector Dinesh Meena, Sub-Inspector Jagveer Singh and the Head Constable Mahesh Pal, who were probing the alleged gang rape and death of a 19-year-old girl in the village, were also suspended by the government. SP of Shamli district Vineet Jaiswal has been given the charge of SP Hathras. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that those who harm the honor of the woman will be given such punishment that will set an example for future. In his tweet message, CM said that destruction is certain for those who even think of harming the honor and self-respect of mothers and sisters in UP, and his government is committed towards the safety of women of the state. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Atal Tunnel, the world's longest highway tunnel at Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh today. Prime Minister says Atmanirbhar Bharat includes a vision of global welfare, seeks support of researchers and academicians for self-reliant India. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat launches a 100-day campaign to provide potable piped water in schools and Anganwadi centres. Uttar Pradesh government suspends 5 police personnel in Hathras case. COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 83.7%, testing scaled up across the country. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad defeats Chennai Super Kings by 7 runs in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The country is registering a continuous increase in the number of patients recovered from COVID-19. With a recovery of nearly 79,000 people in the last 24 hours, the total number of recovered patients in the country stands at over 53,50,000. The overall recovery rate has now reached 83.7%. In the last 24 hours, 81,484 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases reported in the country so far to 63,94,069. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 9,42,217. In the last 24 hours, 1,095 deaths were reported, taking the total to 99,773. Nearly 11 lakh COVID samples were tested in the country in the last 24 hours. The government today said that 25 states and union territories have reported fall in the number of active COVID cases during the last week. In a tweet, the Health Ministry said higher number of daily recoveries and persistently regressing fatality rate are leading to lower number of active cases on a daily basis.
Karnataka reported 8,793 new COVID-19 cases and 125 deaths in the past 24 hours. At the same time, 7,094 persons were discharged from hospitals after recovery. The state conducted 92,059 tests in a single day. The Bangalore Urban District continues to have the highest caseload with 4,259 new coronavirus cases being reported in last 24 hours. The Karnataka government has decided to establish RT-PCR labs in the public-private partnership model. State Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has informed that the tender process for it will be taken up soon. In a press statement, Dr. K. Sudhakar said measures are being taken to increase the COVID testing capacity following the directions of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Elaborating further, he said the government was aiming to increase the number of daily tests from the present around 1 lakh to 1.5 lakhs. He said 144 labs have been inaugurated in the state in the last 6 months. Expressing dismay at the growing number of COVID-19 cases, especially in Bangalore, Dr. Sudhakar said steps have now been taken to further impose regulations. He said penalty for not wearing masks properly has been increased to 1,000 rupees. He added that positive cases were high in the state, but the death rate is under control at 1.52%. In Tamil Nadu, the total number of COVID-19 cases has risen to nearly 6,09,000, while the recoveries from the infection have come close to 5,53,000. State Local Bodies Minister S.P. Velumani in a recent review meeting said that in Chennai alone, over 1 lakh vegetable and fruit vendors have been tested so far to prevent the infection. More details on this from our correspondent.
As part of the strategy to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 disease, the Chennai Corporation has tested over 1 lakh vendors of vegetables and fruits since mid-March. It is also aimed at safeguarding the health of the small traders. Overall, the city's civic body claims to have made the highest number of tests per million population among the major cities. Nearly 14.25 lakh people in Chennai have underwent the diagnostic procedure using the RT-PCR kits. 1.7 lakh of them were confirmed positive and 91% of them have recovered. The patients under treatment at present in the city remain at a little over 12,000. It also boasts of holding the maximum number of medical camps. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
In Kerala, Section 144 has been imposed in all 14 districts of the state on account of rising COVID-19 cases. The restriction that comes into force from this morning will continue till 31st of October. The total active COVID cases in the state rose to 77,482 after 9,258 new cases were confirmed in the past 24 hours. The Gujarat government has issued guidelines for Unlock 5 in the state, mostly in line with the central government. According to the new guidelines, cinema halls and multiplexes will be opened with 50% capacity from the 15th of this month. Government and private buses will now run with 75% capacity. Our Ahmedabad correspondent reports that the state recorded 1,310 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours.
Total 1,19,815 patients recovered from COVID-19 in Gujarat till now. 1,372 patients recovered and were discharged from hospitals during the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has reached up to 85.55%. The total cases detected so far in Gujarat have crossed the 1,40,000 mark. More than 45,31,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date, out of which 56,732 tests were carried out yesterday. At present, total active cases in the state are 16,762. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
The Maharashtra government has given administrative approval to purchase medicines and equipment worth 633.92 crore rupees for COVID-19 treatment. The approval was given through a Health Department order issued on the 1st of October. Meanwhile, My Family, My Responsibility campaign in the state is getting good response from the citizens. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
The My Family, My Responsibility campaign is being effectively implemented across the state with the objective of conducting primary health checkups and raising awareness about COVID-19 prevention measures. Under this campaign, more than 7 lakh houses out of over 35 lakh houses in BMC area have been surveyed. Out of the total population, 17.23% of the population has been surveyed in the first phase. The BMC has formed several teams to conduct this survey. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
U.S. President Donald Trump has been shifted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Maryland. The U.S. President informed about his trip to the hospital through a short video that he shared on Twitter. In his message, Mr. Trump thanked his well-wishers for their support and said he is doing very well. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the coronavirus yesterday. The development is likely to affect his hectic election campaign just weeks before the presidential polls. In Leh, Ladakh, today is the last day for filing of nominations for the 6th General Council elections of Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, LAHDC, Leh. Our correspondent has filed this report.
After 5 days extension of the time for filing nomination in the rescheduled election notification, the nomination will complete today. Election has rescheduled after the talks between the Union Home Minister Amit Shah and a 3-member delegation of the newly formed apex body for People's Movement for 6 Scheduled Safeguard to Ladakh. The forthcoming elections are crucial as it is being held amidst raising concern for need of constitutional safeguard to Ladakh Union Territory for its unique tribal culture and tradition. The boycott of election by the apex body was withdrawn following the assurance of consultation on the demands from the Union Home Minister after completion of the election. The polling for 26 council constituencies of the 30-member Leh Hill Council is scheduled for 22nd of this month. With Ramesh Chandra, this is Youngstown Dolma for AIN News from Leh Ladakh.
In Madhya Pradesh, a group of women have written a new story of self-reliance by their hard work. While solving the water crisis in the village, they have also created an example of collective initiatives. Now these women are known as Jal Saheli, meaning Friends of Water. We have a report.
More than 100 women of Bhelda village of Bada Malhara block of Chhatarpur district in Madhya Pradesh have cut a 107-meter long mountain with the help of an NGO and the forest department and made a canal through which rainwater is being stored into dry pond of the village. Jal Saheli Babita Rajput said that
सारी जल सहेलियों ने मिल करके एक यहाँ से जंगल का पानी रोककर और तालाब में एक नाला के द्वारा पहुँचाया जिससे एक ही बार में हम लोगों का तालाब बहुत सारा भर गया.
Earlier the rainy water used to go waste. By saving this water in the pond, women have also increased the water level of the village. With Sunil Pandey from Chhatarpur, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The second edition of bilateral naval exercise Bongo Sagar between the navies of India and Bangladesh is scheduled to commence in northern Bay of Bengal from today. The exercise is aimed at developing interoperability and joint operational skills through conduct of a wide spectrum of maritime exercises and operations. The Ministry of Defence in a statement said ships from both navies will participate in surface warfare drills, seamanship evolutions and helicopter operations. This exercise will be followed by the third edition of India and Bangladesh Navy Coordinated Patrol in northern Bay of Bengal from tomorrow till the 5th of October, wherein both the units will undertake joint patrolling along the international maritime boundary line. This edition of exercise Bongo Sagar assumes greater significance since it is being conducted during Mujib Borsho, the 100th birth anniversary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD Regional Office in Karnataka, launched the Sanitation Literacy Campaign to promote literacy on water, sanitation and hygiene WASH under Swachh Bharat Mission. Inaugurating the campaign in Bengaluru on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti yesterday, NABARD Chief General Manager Neeraj Kumar Verma said there is a need for continuous awareness creation to sustain behavioral change among the rural masses for good hygiene and sanitation. He said the campaign, which will be ending on the 26th of January next year, will provide special refinance facility of 800 crore rupees across the country to commercial banks, regional rural banks, cooperatives and non-banking financial institutions at the rate of 6.65%. In IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad defeated Chennai Super Kings by 7 runs in Dubai last night. Opting to bat first, Hyderabad posted 164 runs for 5 in the stipulated 20 overs. Priyam Garg was the highest run scorer for Hyderabad, smashing his maiden half-century of the IPL as he scored 51 runs off 26 deliveries, followed by all-rounder Abhishek Sharma, who contributed 31 runs off 24 balls. Captain David Warner made 28 off 29 balls for Chennai pacer Deepak Chahar bagged 2 wickets while Shardul Thakur and Piyush Chawla chipped in with a wicket each. In reply, Chennai failed to chase the 165-run target and was restricted to a score of 157 for 5 in the stipulated 20 overs. Ravindra Jadeja was the highest scorer for Chennai with 50 runs off 35 balls. Skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni unbeaten on 47 off 36 balls and Faf du Plessis with 22 runs from 19 balls also made valuable contributions for the team. T. Natarajan picked 2 wickets for Hyderabad while Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Abdul Samad grabbed a wicket each. Priyam Garg was declared man of the match for his impressive performance. In today's fixtures, Royal Challengers Bangalore will take on Rajasthan Royals at Abu Dhabi. The match will begin at 3:30 p.m. In another encounter, Delhi Capitals will lock horns with Kolkata Knight Riders at Sharjah. The match will start at 7:30 in the evening.
Ace tennis players Rafael Nadal, Dominic Thiem and Simona Halep have entered into the 4th round of French Open, while Stan Wawrinka suffered shock exit from the tournament. In men's singles, Rafael Nadal advanced into the last 16 with a 6-1, 6-4, 6-0 victory over Italian Stefano Travere. The second-seed Spaniard is looking to extend his record to 13 titles at Roland Garros and hoping to match Roger Federer's record of 20 men's Grand Slam singles titles. He will next meet 213th ranked Sebastian Korda, the son of 1998 Australian Open champion Peter Korda. And now let us take a look at today's weather forecast. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was recorded at 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 36 degrees. In Mumbai, the minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature likely to hover between 26 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata, minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 32 degrees. In Gilgit, the temperature is likely to hover between 7 and 24 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky. Temperature is likely to hover between 15 and 34 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. With some respite from the scorching heat in Delhi, the Hindustan Times informs Delhi gets first sign of winter as nights cooler. Temperature may dip below 20 degrees Celsius this week. The Indian Express carries a picture of fruits, vegetables being loaded in a Kisan Rail train with the caption, Mango Special to Banana Special. Kisan Rail gets on track. The Times of India reports India becomes third country to cross 1 lakh COVID deaths. Case fatality rate lower than most, but festive season a worry on the same lines. Hindustan Times takes note of government's behavioral change campaign to beat festive rush. The Economic Times states Trump tests positive, US markets turn jittery. The Hindu carries a picture of the masked Mahatma showing a man dressed as Mahatma Gandhi putting a mask on a motorist's face during an awareness event.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Atal Tunnel, the world's longest highway tunnel at Rothang in Himachal Pradesh today. Atmanirbhar Bharat has a vision of global welfare, says Prime Minister, seeks support of researchers and academicians for self-reliant India. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat launches 100-day campaign to provide portable piped water in schools and Anganwadi centres. Uttar Pradesh government suspends 5 police personnel in Hathras case. 25 states and union territories report fall in active COVID cases during the last week. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad defeats Chennai Super Kings by 7 runs in Abu Dhabi. And before we end the bulletin, we bring you Bapu's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan Tohi, sung by an artist from Canada.
Vaishnav Jan Tohi के